A few weeks ago, India hosted one of the world's biggest AI summits in the history.
भारत नई टेक्नोलॉजी बनाता भी है और उसे अभूतपूर्व तेजी से अपनाता भी है.
For the first time, a global South country got to host it. So the Pichai was there, Sam Altman, the CEO of Anthropic was there, Mukesh Ambani showed up. Heads of states of more than 100 countries were there. But guess what made the news?
A massive controversy has erupted over Galgotia University's robo dog fiasco.
A university apparently put up a robo dog on display, called it their own AI innovation, but they got caught because it was apparently a Chinese unitary GO2 model which was available for online purchase by anybody. They got caught, they got laughed at, and memes were all over the place. I laughed, I'm sure you also laughed, but I genuinely laughed not at the university, but at how perfectly it captured where we are as a nation. We are so good at presenting the future, but we're less good when it comes to building it. And that gap isn't just embarrassing at a summit. It's the same gap which is cracking through the IT industry in India at this moment. The model that made India the IT superpower that it is breaking. The model which our parents asked us to bet on, the model in which, on top of which we built our careers upon, is breaking. And unfortunately, most people haven't caught up to how fast it is happening. So let's look at how India actually became an IT superpower, because it's very important for you to understand how this was built, for you to understand how is it cracking, which I'll talk about later. A software engineer in United States would cost about $150,000 per year, and the person with same skill set back in India would cost a fraction of that. So if you're a bank in New York and you need somebody to maintain your systems, why would you hire locally when you can get the same job done by somebody sitting back here in Bangalore or in India at a much lower cost? And that's the arbitrage. That's what built everything. And Indian companies understood it very well how to scale it. Bill per head. Companies would bill on a monthly basis on each resource. If you want more work done, they would deploy more people and bill more number of hours. The more engineers you deploy, the more money you make. It's as simple as it gets. It was a genuinely brilliant model. That is what made Infosys, TCS, Wipro, created campus placements, created jobs in India, and that built a $250 billion industry. I repeat, $250 billion industry. And it gave all of the middle class a great, perfect formula for success. Get your engineering degree, get your placement done, and get started with an IT company. And congratulations, your life begins. But here's what's happening to that model. At its peak in 2022, companies were hiring up to 600,000 engineers, freshers, per year. And that was the COVID boom. Every company wanted suddenly more engineers. So they went in, they picked up double, triple the normal number. The normal was about 150,000 to 200,000. This is before COVID. But in 2024-2025, that number dropped to 60,000. So not back to normal, much below normal. In fact, it was the lowest in the last 20 years. Infosys did not show up on campus for a lot of colleges 2 years in a row. So that's like HDFC Bank saying we are not interested in deposits anymore. And by mid-2025, the Indian tech layoffs crossed 100,000. And this was more than all of 2024 combined. In fact, TCS fell below 600,000 employees in that year, lost more than 20,000 in a single quarter. Infosys cut 8,000, Wipro about 5,000, and HCL about 4,000. And here's what tells you this isn't just a bad cycle. TCS did not cut the freshers. They cut the project managers, people with 10, 15, 20 years of experience. The ones who coordinated tickets, managed bench, communicated with the clients maybe, managed people in general. So these were the very people who were running this entire model which I explained just a while ago, who were removed from the system. But who cuts the operators when the machines are going to be back? You only cut the operators when the machines are not going to be back. So the question is, what killed this model? And you can't put finger on one thing to say this is what caused it. It has been straining for years now. Compressing margins, clients pushing for doing more at less, GCC pulling work in-house. But all of that was slow pressure. It was still manageable. What made it unmanageable is AI. Because AI changes the client's question entirely. The client used to ask, can we do this cheaper? The answer was, okay, just send it to the Indian teams. And now the client is asking, why am I paying for people? When an AI agent supposedly can do work what those 500 engineers were doing, that's not a pricing negotiation anymore. That's the end of the model. Because in that model, revenue used to come from number of people multiplied by billing rate. But now the equation is outcomes multiplied with AI leverage. And that formula tells you it's not the same business anymore. Now, I myself run a Salesforce consulting firm company, and I haven't had anyone leaving our organizations who has joined us in the last 4 years. And I see this from the inside. So 3 years ago, a client would come and say, hey, we need a couple of devs. And I would find them, deploy them. But now they call and say, we need somebody who can identify what their AI agent should be allowed to do and not allowed to do. Now, that's not coding anymore. That's judgment. Salesforce, the platform on which my entire business runs on, themselves launched something called as Agentforce last year. And as part of that, we build AI agents that handle support, qualify leads, update data, and that basic admin or developer exam which Salesforce had, which was a ticket for all the freshers to get into the Salesforce ecosystem, has got this AI Agentforce built right into those syllabus. So the platform I built my career, my business on itself is saying, learn AI if you want to survive in this industry. Because if not, this is not for you anymore. We haven't hired for any junior developer in the recent past, in last 2 years or 3 years for that matter. We didn't make any fuss about it, but I know I've noticed a lot of other companies as well are not hiring those junior developers anymore. So if your entire value is, hey, I can code, I can write some pieces of code, we don't have a job for you. Most Salesforce companies don't have a job for you. So it's possible that somebody watching this video has done everything right so far. Engineering degree, campus placement, stable company, everything that their parent asked them to. But the ground is moving. I'm not going to say it's fine, but it's not fine if you stand still on a moving ground. Because the door isn't closing on all these jobs. It's moving, and there's something real on the other side. $68 billion. That's what global capability centers are contributing to India's GDP right now, almost 1.8% of the GDP. Now, it's possible most of you haven't heard of what a GCC is. Our parents definitely have not heard of this. But the reality is Google's largest R&D center outside the US is in India. JP Morgan's largest operations hub is in India. Not just them, Goldman Sachs, Walmart, Microsoft, they all run their largest operation hubs right here from India. And I'm not talking about outsourcing their work from US to India. These are proper research, engineering, product building which is happening right here from India. Over 1800 GCCs have hired nearly 2 million people. 110 new GCCs launched just between 2024 and 2025. And this is projected to hit $100 billion number around 2030. And here's the thing about that AI summit I started my video with. That same building, that same week when this robo dog was put on display, an Indian company called Sarvam AI launched 30 billion and 105 billion parameter language models built here right in India for the Indian languages. But unfortunately, nobody talked about it. The dog made more news than Sarvam AI. So if your plan was to get mass recruited off campus and join a big IT company, unfortunately, that door is narrowing very fast. And I don't think it's going to open up very soon. And GCCs hire very differently. Lesser people, higher competition, higher standards, and they pay freshers about 30% more than what the traditional IT companies used to pay. So that opportunity is bigger, but the entry is a little harder, which means what you do next actually matters a lot. And that shift is from body shopping to brain building. And I genuinely think that's a better story for India long term. So what do? 3 things. Not 3 ways of saying here's how you upskill. I'm saying 3 different moves. 1, stop learning to do, start learning to think. So let me tell you this straight. AI can code, test, configure, do all of that. AI cannot decide what to build, or AI cannot navigate ambiguity, or even better, AI cannot sit with a frustrated customer and figure out underlying problem for whatever the customer is saying. So when a client says, I want a dashboard, or I want a Salesforce dashboard, AI can build it. But realizing what they need is not the dashboard, but something else. And that's an entirely different process. The roles that survive right now are judgment roles, architects, strategists, people who design the system rather than just operate them. And if you're a fresher, here's a very specific statement for you. Do not learn to code in the hope of getting a job. That formula worked for 20 years, but it's done now. The people who learn Java, Python, or something similar just to get a job, they are the first ones who will get replaced, because AI can code all the basic code and it doesn't take any lunch breaks. And I'm not saying don't learn code. Learn to code if you know that you're going to be best at it, or if you love it so much that you will eventually become exceptional at it. But if you're learning code just to get through the gate or just through the door is closing and not opening anytime soon. 2. Go where the model is growing. Same Bangalore, same Hyderabad, same Pune maybe, sometimes literally the same office IT park. So one side of the building is an IT services company shrinking its headcount, and the other side is a GCC hiring aggressively. So the difference isn't geography, the model that you're going to be part of. So ask yourself this one thing: is your company making more money by outsourcing more people, or is it making more money by delivering better outcomes for the customer? And that will tell you which model you're part of. So that shift from I am a resource to I own a problem, that's your move. 3. Build proof. Don't run for credentials. All seen such resumes. I've myself seen a lot of resumes where you've got 10, 12, 13, 14 certifications, but no proof telling me that the person can think. Of course, certification matters, but certifications matter more when we were looking at can this person do this or not. But now AI does most of those jobs. It doesn't matter whether you know how to do it. What matters now is, can you solve a problem which AI cannot? Can you show how you think? Not just a certification. So maybe take up a problem which you solved at your past work in the past project. Showcase how your thought process was towards solving that problem. And if possible, put it somewhere public, maybe on a blog, maybe on a social media platform. Build something, even if it is small, which shows that you can design, you can think, not just write code. And that is your best portfolio that you can build. In consulting, we've always said this: show me you've solved my problem before I start paying you. And I think that's how even careers are supposed to be approached now. So let me again say this straight. India's IT story is not ending, but the chapter and the syllabus that everybody memorized for campus placement, engineering degree, learning basic coding, stable company, linear growth, that chapter is done.